Welcome to Beast Pod Official, the only official companion podcast to the massively popular Mr. Beast content library. I'm Peter, and I've been on Team Beast for a couple of years now, watching and loving every upload. Rawr!
And I'm Cam, and the only reason I agreed to do this podcast was because I thought we would get a bunch of money or a free Tesla from Mr. Beast.
Well, remember, Cam, it's more about the journey than the destination. We're setting out to cover all things Beast, so listen along as we break down every upload that Jimmy, a.k.a. Mr. Beast, drops.
And we got a special guest on, Kendra.
Kendra, it's a pleasure to meet you.
What's up, guys? How you doing? It's an honor to be here.
So, Kendra, we've been in contact because you said you have some real confidential Mr. Beast information.
That's right. I got some inside knowledge. I got a little bit of the inside track of what's going on in Beast World.
Look at that. Pete's foaming at the mouth right now.
No, I'm excited. I'm eager to hear what kind of intel you have. I was expecting maybe, I don't know, your get-up today is a little alarming.
I think it's appropriate because we're going over the video, I Got Hunted by a Real Bounty Hunter.
Yeah,
okay.
And, I came straight from karate, as you can see.
Wow.
Kendra, what?
Black belt.
What I'm noticing
Dress belt.
I'm noticing on your finger you have a little splint. Was that from karate?
No, this is actually from watching Mr. Beast videos.
What do you mean?
I hit play too hard. I was so excited for the next episode.
You and me both.
So you're a big Mr. Beast fan.
Yeah. Do you want to know how I broke? Ask me how I broke this one.
How did you break that finger?
Masturbation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Not to Mr. Beast video? A different video?
No.
A different video.
Different video.
Okay.
Every man's got his needs.
And it's not how you think it would happen.
Oh.
Maybe let's set up
circle
the scene.
back. We can
Okay.
circle. Or you want to set?
I guess what I'm wondering is, were you in your bedroom? Were you in your living room?
That's your question?
Well, I'm curious how.
Is this one finger up the ass?
Yeah,
up the ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got stuck.
I've heard of that happening. I've tried it, but I didn't. I got a little scared. I tried to try it.
Yeah, you know. I tried. It was my first time, but it was sort of like my own personal Mr. Beast challenge.
You dig too deep, you hit limestone or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's like in Minecraft, you don't want to go straight down because you hit lava. In this case, you don't want to go straight up because you might hit poopy.
Yeah. So this one's from Mr. Beast. This one's from Mr. Kendra.
No, Kendra,
that's kind of gangster.
That
am
is
I right?
This is a very gangster
the way he's
guest.
flipping off.
This is a very gangster
That's
guest.
gangster. I like that.
So you have a black belt.
Yep, I have a black belt in wushu, and I got a dress belt in cotillion.
What inspired you to get into karate?
Just sort of bad guys. I always wanted to beat up a bad guy, and I figured, hey, why not learn from the best? Some of Hollywood's best action stars. So I'm learning from the Jackie Chans, the Jet Lees, the Bruce Lees, the other guys.
Yeah.
There's lots of them.
The other guys, the movie.
The other guys, Will Ferrell. I'm not learning from Marky Mark, actually.
No?
Because he committed hate crimes
Okay.
in the 90s.
I thought you were going to bring up the whole church thing. He is like,
What did he do at church?
well, he just does a lot of church stuff now. For me, I
Look at this.
I mean,
and by the way, I've
the hate
never
crime
seen
stuff's bad too. I
Yeah.
just mean he does a lot of church stuff
Kendra,
too, which is
Go Birds.
This is how I know you're the perfect guest because I've never seen Pete this eager to get off topic with Mr.
Okay.
Beast.
Oh,
Yeah.
Are you worried about something in my way?
He usually likes to keep us on track. When we stray away from Mr. Beast, he gets a little upset.
okay. That's true, and it's because we have a clear objective here. I will,
What's the objective? We're going to break down this episode with Kendra and get
Yeah.
insider information,
yeah. If
which
you can
Kendra, you said you had.
If you can sprinkle your insider intel in throughout this discussion, that would be a primo episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's.
Are we ready to
it.
start?
Well, I guess before we go into that, though, I'm just curious.
Yeah, what's the video?
Another
we're talking
detour.
about?
Well, I guess I'm like, Kendra, how did you come up?
Okay.
So you have some information, but do you know Mr. Beast personally? Are you from North Carolina?
Let
No.
it flow naturally. Let's just get into the video.
Okay.
Let's not leave the audience waiting. This video, I Got Hunted by a Real Bounty Hunter. Starts out clear description of the rules and the expectations
Yeah.
for the episode.
You know what's gonna happen.
He lays out the fact that a bounty hunter has 12 hours to hunt him and collect the $100,000 that is in his Lightning McQueen backpack. And, there's a bounty hunter, as mentioned. And
Professional bounty hunter with a daughter.
He's traveling with most of the Beast gang. We're talking Chris, Carl, Chandler, and Nolan. Or Nolan was not there. Nolan,
Mr.
no-go.
Beast was being hunted. He only had Tariq and potentially another camera person.
Yeah, but mostly it's just Beast and Tariq running from the bounty.
Have you guys ever read The Most Dangerous Game?
I've heard of it.
I have not, no.
It's a short story, famous short story. It's about rich people who pay poor people to go on an island and hunt them down.
I have read that.
This is sort of like this episode of Beast is sort of a little bit of the opposite. It's sort of his take on that, where he gets a poor person and pays the poor person to hunt him down.
And rewards them with money.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It's a role reversal of him saying, what would it feel like if I was running for my life?
That's the thing is when you're that rich, you just need something that'll help you feel alive. You run out of things that interest you, you just got to do.
And it's interesting that Mr. Beast even made the disclaimer in this that he was like, at one point he's like, we're going to get to this, but he was going to a mansion. He's like, this is a mansion, a rented mansion, not my mansion. He says, because I put all my money in the videos.
Yeah.
So
He's
in a
liar.
way, he says that he's poor.
He knows how to flex.
Now, wait, so Kendra, hold on a sec. You think he's lying about that?
Yes.
You think that he has a mansion? Or
yeah,
you know?
I think, I think he's got plenty of money. He's got lots of money rolling around. And yes, he does put them into videos, but come on. You telling me he doesn't have a nice car? A nice house?
Look, no, Kendra, I
You
noticed...
telling me he goes to the comedy clubs and doesn't tip?
To push back against Mr. Beast being a
Well,
rich show-off.
no one's pushing here.
I don't
There's
think there's
some
anything
pushing.
wrong.
No one's
I don't
There's some
think
pushing.
anything
No one's
wrong.
pushing.
Look, he's all about liquidity. This is a guy with assets all over the place. I don't even know what his taxes look
He has
like.
video
Gotta be a
assets.
nightmare. He's all about video assets, liquidity in the assets that he uses in these videos. I mean, no one knows his exact wealth, and I think that's part of the appeal. Is just like this. He could be one of us. He could easily.
Why do
just
you keep
be,
on saying liquidity?
Because it's a term that I just learned about the other day.
Are you Are you secretly trying to promote liquid death?
That might be a part of it too. Yeah. I mean, if you haven't tried this yet, it will make you look cool at any function.
So now we caught Pete in a lie, similar to how Mr. Beast was lying.
I'm a little worried about Pete with the liquid death because, Pete, the thing is, you're drinking those every episode. I just think...
Look at it. You can't get enough of it.
It just looks like
tastes
beer.
good.
It looks like beer, and
Yeah.
I'm just worried because sometimes you get a little loopy drinking it. I think it is alcoholic.
Loopy. I'm always on point at this job. I'm the one who's bringing things together.
Look, come on, this looks like a beer. It
He's
looks
getting
like,
angry. He's become. Are you angry?
Next thing I know,
alcoholic?
I'm
this
fed
guy
up
is-
with how good this tastes. I mean, this is just a great tasting water.
What is that, 7% alcohol?
Guys, let's just move on. We're never gonna settle this.
It's 568 milliliters.
We're never gonna settle this.
Whatever that
Me
means.
and Cam know that there's some alcohol in there.
We know the truth.
Yeah,
Let's
us
get,
truth seekers.
I mean, we haven't even gotten into what happens
Let's
after,
get into it.
Let's get into it.
after they're off to the races.
So what happens?
Jimmy lays out the rules. He hops on a boat with Tariq. He's just freaking driving this thing.
The boat comes way later. So the bounty
you
hunter
talk- no,
puts
there's
a
a
tracker
boat.
on Jimmy's phone, so
He
he's
hops on
tracking
a
him.
boat.
That happens later, though.
No, that's immediate. He hops
Was it?
on a boat. They're on some kind of island thing to start off.
An
Oh yeah,
island?
yeah.
They were.
Did you watch this?
I did.
You were.
I
No, I
watched
know
it
what
when
happened.
I was in the bathroom.
This guy
on my
made
phone
egg
watching.
and bacon scramble, and is just watching his freaking iPhone. I could hear from the other room. He's just chomping away at breakfast.
You were looking at other things, weren't you?
You got like an iPhone Mini.
I was
This
was
thing-
watching
you
this
can't tell what's
episode.
going on.
I was watching this episode while I was cooking, but so they started on an island. My bad.
They're on an island.
Okay.
Jimmy zooms off on a boat, and
Okay.
they have to catch up. And we learn that the bounty hunter put a tracker on Jimmy's phone.
Yeah.
Jimmy's first.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
You guys, did we ever find out what island it was? We're positive this isn't Epstein Island, right?
Yeah, I was just about
Oh,
to say.
no.
that.
It's not
Whoa.
Epstein Island. Are you sure? Did
Yes.
they ever disclose?
Epstein's dead. They
He's
probably
still
blew
not
up
his
the
island.
They
is
probably
it?
blew it up.
Was Ghislaine Maxwell on the island?
With Jimmy having
with
an
Jimmy.
affair.
She was nowhere near this episode.
I
I don't
just-
know what
I-
her whereabouts
They
are.
landed on an island.
Okay.
How do we know it wasn't Epstein's island? I'm just saying. How do we know?
Because
Yeah,
it's nowhere
he's just
near
bringing-
North Carolina.
We're just bringing up questions, and you're seeming to get defensive. It's a little.
Look, Kendra is an insider in the Beast team. He knows all the in abouts of Mr. Beast. So why don't we just treat our guest with some respect? If he says they were on Epstein's Island, just admit it.
I'm just
Just
bringing up the
admit it.
possibility.
This
I'm
is
just
all
bringing up
possibility.
possibilities.
Look,
And there's
Kendra,
a possibility that I'm getting pretty fed up.
Look, that argument, what Kendra said was convincing. Okay, that's convincing as hell. Like,
There's
I'm
a lot
just
of
gonna have to
islands.
go in. So
There's-
let's just say we don't know. We can't rule out that it wasn't. Just say
next you're gonna tell me the Island Boys were there. You're gonna be like, were
We
the
can't
Island
rule
Boys
it
on
out.
Epstein's
They might have
Island?
been.
we can't rule it out.
They might have been. They do
Future
some
Islands
freaky. They
could've
do
been
some
on there.
freaky sex stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they're on
They do
Epstein's.
a lot of freaky sex.
So
Islands.
okay, after the island though, Jimmy drives to a Kia Soul dealership. This must have been
That's
prearranged.
not the only Kia they deal there. They do have other Kia cars at this dealership.
There are more than just Souls.
Yeah, they have the Kia.
Kia make-
Optima.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one of
Optima.
them.
Oh, I thought Kia just made Souls.
No, they do a couple. At
Oh,
least.
okay.
And so yeah, he buys a Kia
So
Soul.
he buys a Kia Soul. He pays in cash.
He buys it. He buys it from one of the Kia boys.
Yeah.
It must have been prearranged because he just gives the guy the money and gets the keys.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, how Kia definitely paid for that.
Oh, interesting.
Like,
you
there's
think
no
so?
it's Kia Soul. Like, bro,
Dude, I didn't even catch that.
that is 100% ad put. They probably like he gave him the 25, but then they probably just like let him have it and then took the car back.
He is so
Is my
good.
assumption.
He is so good at that kind of like ad placement because that didn't even click for me.
That is pretty genius.
Because I guess I was so distracted because he got like another ad read later in the episode for Current, and I guess I like by the time the episode wrapped up, I was like, oh, there's only one ad placement in that entire thing. That's
Yeah.
so baller that he's like just able
That's
to sneak
cool.
that in and like get these kinds of deals. in
And
the
Pete,
first
you're
place.
telling me he doesn't have a mansion? You're
What?
telling me he doesn't have a compound?
Was there like a company that makes mansions that he's done a deal with?
Beast Mansions?
Beast Mansion. I mean, that would. Be
I
a
mean,
cool
that
thing.
would maybe that's one of his next business ventures.
Yeah, it's like the next Berkshire.
It's Beast Burgers.
and Hathaway.
Well, Beast Burgers is
Beast
out of
Bur-
the game now.
Yeah, I heard they were poisoning people.
That's not true. They were. I mean, they weren't up to par. They were maybe some undercooked meat.
Oh,
and
easy, Pete. You're slurring your words off the liquid death, man.
Not even.
So they
Look
drive
at
to
him,
a
he's so mad.
they drive to a
I
warehouse.
am
after
getting
this.
mad.
They drive to a warehouse after that where Mr. Beast had a vault installed that he bought from a bank, and he taunted the hunters inside. He said he had the 100K. There's a little compartment in the ground. He escapes out of that.
Mhm.
It's like a
Out the
prison
back.
break.
Now I think that just in itself shows that Mr. Beast, everything you see, there's a little more that meets the eye
Yeah.
because they go
Absolutely.
in there and
Absolutely.
you wouldn't have guessed that was there, right?
It really makes you wonder what else he's hiding.
Do you think?
Just spill the beans. Go ahead. Go talk about whatever kind of BS claims you want to make
Hold
about
on.
him.
It's like, Pete, this is a very...
We haven't even vetted him. He could just be from anywhere. He could be working for a competing
He
YouTube.
has a Gmail account.
Look at this. I'm wearing a karate outfit. I got a black belt.
Okay.
Do you think Jimmy's ever practiced bestiality?
We've talked about this with a guest, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Bestiality in the sense that he is practicing faith in the universe, maybe through Christianity, maybe through other forms of spirituality. He actually is, he gave up Christianity before he went to basketball camp around E3 2015.
Wow. Okay.
We've talked about this on the podcast.
kinda
Okay,
went on
so
a
he's
tangent
sort
there.
of like starting his own religion called bestiality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it'd be bestianity, but I get the mix up.
Bestiality.
That's what I
probably
thought it
sounds
was.
a little better.
I don't agree.
I think that's probably.
But I also don't work for Mr. Beast Marketing. But if you have an opening available, I'm available.
So
Let's
guys,
get back. Let's
let's
get
get
back.
back-
To
yeah,
that.
let's get back
please.
because right after this, guys, Jimmy heads to a movie theater where he sealed himself off in a hidden tunnel. He's hiding. The people going nuts. He was taunting his crew with screenings of their failures.
Mm-hmm.
This was insane. This was like Jigsaw level. And then he set off the fire alarm and he bounced out of there.
Talk about an epic fail.
Yeah.
You know, getting it blown up to that on the silver screen.
What was
Yeah.
it exactly? Who was it?
It was Carl.
He got absolutely slammed in the surviving on an island.
He lost that
episode.
island, right?
Yeah.
Oh, another island. Was that on Epstein's Island?
There's no way to know.
There is no way to know.
But
It's
so
interesting.
he was playing.
No man is an island except for when he's recording between two dumbasses. on a podcast where he wants to celebrate an idol of his, and these two dumbasses are
This is why I
Pete,
didn't want to
throwing
liquid
bogus
death.
claims
Shut
around.
the F up. Shut the F up.
Shut the F up, because this is what it is you're now in the beast den, and we're getting to the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We're-
guess I had
we're-
my
I'm-
Beast Den hijacked.
I'm a huge Beast fan, you know.
I
It's
love
fine.
Mr. Beast.
But you gotta, the truth must be revealed.
Okay.
That's one of the core tenets of bestiality.
Let me ask you guys this. Do you think with Mr. Beast that if Abraham Lincoln was still alive today, that if he had a contract to assassinate him, he could have done it very easily and not have gotten caught? I think so.
Yeah, or he could have at least paid someone to do it, like $100,000 challenge or something.
Just seeing him navigate this movie theater and
And
the way he can just set stuff up,
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
so
like,
brilliant. Yeah.
I honestly think this man,
John Wilkes Beast.
Wait, you think this is Ford
John
Theater?
Wilkes Beast?
Do you think this is the theater where Abraham Lincoln had his dome blown off?
Pete, be honest with me.
Is that what you're accusing Mr. Beast of? That
No.
he would go
no,
to
what I'm saying is, do
an
you
historic site like that?
do you think Mr. Beast would fail in killing Abraham Lincoln if he was tasked with it? You know he would. If he
know
were
he
to
could
do
do
it,
it.
he would do an
He
insane
wouldn't
job.
accept
He
the
would do an
task.
epic job.
But
would
say
not-
he had to.
He would do an epic job, but
He
he wouldn't
would.
accept the task
And
in the
he
first
would.
place.
I'll tell you what, Beast, Mr. Jimmy wouldn't have broken his foot jumping from the balcony to the stage. He would have known to
Pete,
tuck and roll probably.
Pete, let me ask you this: as a Mr. Beast super fan, just going on record, would Mr. Beast, if he had to, assassinate Abraham Lincoln, and how would he have done it? And would he have done a good job? What? Tell us.
Look, Mr. Beast, I mean, I don't know how in tune he is with theaters in general, besides, like, from this episode. I mean, he knows a lot about cars. He would probably have a better shot with the JFK assassination. If we're just looking play-by-play, I think Mr. Beast knows his in and outs with a lot of different cars. He would have been, I think...
I just feel like you're avoiding the question. Would he have
With
killed
with
Abraham Lincoln or
okay.
not?
I don't...
Would he have been able to do it very easily? Yes or no?
Very easily?
Very easily. Come on, you know this.
Well, yeah, there wasn't security
Yes.
back then.
yeah, so he would have been able to do it very
Okay.
Yeah,
easily.
they didn't invent security until
It was
the
the-
1950s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Right
probably...
before JFK.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
Truman or whoever that was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. FDR, maybe.
Yeah, FDR.
So, I think though also Mr. Beast, like say he was doing a challenge where he had to murder JFK in like 1963 or whenever that happened. I think it wouldn't have taken 4 shots. I think it would have only taken 1.
Yeah.
People
I mean,
argue if there were even 4 shots.
There were 2
Yeah.
from Oswald. There's 1 from Grassy Knoll, 1 from a rooftop.
yeah, do you think Mr. Beast, where do you think he would have chosen to be? You think he would, I feel like he would have been a grassy knoll or maybe a rooftop guy. He does like the rooftops.
Does.
Something almost tells
Although
me
he-
that he would do like an insane trick shot. Like he would be in
Yes.
some kind of a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Or
he-
no, he'd be in a porta potty dangling from a helicopter,
Yes.
like later in this
Yeah.
video.
And the Zapruder film would just be another vlog.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Zapruder film, Mr. Beast probably would have bought that footage from him.
For sure.
And he would have outbid the
CNN?
Time magazine.
Oh, yeah,
Time bought it for like $1.6 million in today's rate.
Yeah, he could easily. There's another. He's drinking too much.
Okay, you got me there. There's no.
But so,
backing down
but so
from
you,
that. That
but
was
so you
bad.
guys do really think that Mr. Beast, if he had to do the JFK challenge, he would have just knocked it out like no one else.
Absolutely.
Because Oswald kind of failed in a way. He got
Yeah.
caught.
He got caught. I mean, everyone sort of caught on to like, there's something a little sussy going on here, you know?
Well, he
That
got.
wouldn't
Well,
have-
he
Mr.
got
Beast
caught
would
in
have
a movie
gone
theater.
clean.
Oswald got his
Yeah.
ass handed to him.
Well,
That's
Oswald-
that's what I know.
And he got caught in a movie theater, right?
Yeah.
He shot a cop
Yeah.
on his way out and then got busted in a movie theater.
Yeah.
Just like Pee Wee Herman.
How do we
You know who didn't get busted in a movie theater?
Oh,
Mr. Beast. He made it out of this movie theater and he freaking books it.
Yeah.
He has a field
yeah.
where he has an ATV waiting. In what's it called? He like waits for the hunters, the Beast Gang and the Bounty Hunter to arrive,
Yeah.
and he peels off in this thing,
He
leaving
likes
them with
taunting
nothing.
people in this episode just to show them who's king.
He gets them
Yeah.
right on his ass, and then he says, "Nuh-uh,"
Yeah, he's
And he-
sort of
zooms off.
he's sort of playing hard to get with them.
He is.
You know,
He
he's
is.
playing hard to get. He's teasing them.
Yeah.
He's letting them. He's giving them a little taste.
Yeah.
They
No.
let him see him.
Now, he's also flexing a little bit. Like, he finds a stranger. He gives them $10K for their hat. Like, on the way, this guy who happened to be in the woods.
Yeah.
Which
Sus.
I don't want to say that's staged. I'm sure someone did get 10K. It might have been an actor or something.
Do
Yeah,
you think
and
that actor was staged? Like the fact that he was in that field?
I think it was interesting that there was just a random guy in that field, and it might have just been a coincidence. And I'm not saying he didn't give them the 10K because I think he did, but I don't know.
I don't know. Beast is natural. I think he goes for the all natural cinema verite kind of attempt of capturing everything in the world as we see it, as he shows us.
Sure.
And I think I was probably organic.
But
that
he had an interesting.
that guy was an actor.
I think he was an actor, but then we have a really interesting. Beast says diversion, which I don't know. I think this could have been played out a little better when they go into or like he goes in the field and there's a bunch of porta potties.
Mm-hmm.
There's a helicopter taking off with a porta potty. He's in a Hellcat in the bushes.
I gotta say, this was my favorite part of the episode.
You
Yeah.
like
You
it.
got the showmanship. You gotta appreciate the showmanship.
we can
Well,
agree on one thing.
I
here.
was hoping though that he would actually be in the porta potty.
You were?
Yeah, taking a big old shit.
Yeah, because I guess I'm just like I feel like Beast is someone that like he commits to bits. He commits to his ideas, but so I was just wondering why wasn't he in that porta potty?
You think
Yeah,
he-
why wasn't he flying?
He doesn't
in
have
the
to
sky?
commit to getting shit and pee all over him.
But
Like he has
it
to
might have been
still
a
look
clean
good for
porta potty.
cameras.
Yeah,
No,
it
there's
could've
no
been a
such
clean
thing
one.
as a clean porta potty.
You don't know that. Have you ever worked at a porta potty company?
I
No.
haven't. Have you?
Yeah.
Do you have
I
insider intel?
have an inside guy.
And what does he say about porta potty companies?
He says they're clean until they get shit on them.
Shit from a human
These-
ass?
Yeah. Look at the quality. Rewind the film and look at the quality of the porta potties in this. Those are fresh porta potties.
What's the light? I mean,
Those
but
are
don't they have to
fresh
test
porta
it?
potties.
They probably have to test it.
Well,
As soon as they bring all the pieces together, I'm sure one of them has to test it.
but they rigorously test it with non-poopy materials.
You think?
I
Do
know.
they have these things? They've created these like in labs.
Dude, come down to the fucking warehouse with me. We'll
Okay.
take a look at some of the potties.
All right.
So I just don't want to hear that as an excuse of why he can't go flying in the air in a porta potty. But
So
we gotta admit, Hellcat's pretty badass.
it was really bad.
Hellcat was badass for sure. He was basically doing donuts around these kids.
Yeah, like made them look like complete ding dongs.
Bro, simping with their motherfucking ding dongs out.
Yeah.
Now after this,
Like
we
idiots.
Now after this, Kendra, he goes to a mansion that he said is rented to eat
Mhm.
Beast burgers and chill before getting on a boat and escaping while they follow him. But in this mansion, you think it's his?
I don't think it's his, but I
Okay.
think he says I can't afford a mansion. You know,
He did say that you think he could afford a mansion.
100%.
Can I keep it real with you, both?
Yeah, he's just trying to relate.
Do you remember when? I mean, Cam would know that when we started this show, I was operating under the false pretense that I was a fry cook, a vegan fry cook, hoping to one day open my own Beast Burger establishment. And I will be honest, this is completely sincere. It was this video that made me want to open that Beast Burger franchise. Because can you even fathom how cool it would be to get an order for Beast Burgers from the Beast himself?
Yeah.
Like a kid like me, when I saw that video, I just I knew immediately what I wanted to do in life, and I took a different path. I edit for Smosh now.
But you were a fry cook in reality
I
for
was.
a
Yeah.
period, and then you got a job at Smosh. But
Times were tough.
we were under the impression that you were still a fry cook. Why did you feel like you had to lie to people about Smosh?
Be honest.
I mean, times were tough. The fry cook, it just didn't offer the 401k, the other kind of economic benefits that a stable 9-to-5 job has. And
You got tired of making Smosh burgers?
if they made burgers, that would be really cool. If they expanded into territory so I could still flex those muscles, that would be cool. I should talk to management about that. I think that's an exciting idea for innovating the Smosh brand. Not to step on
But it's
Mr.
sort of,
Beast's
yeah,
toes.
kind of would be this. Well, I
I
guess
don't-
he's left a gap in the market, hasn't he?
He has.
Is there potential?
He's stepped away from Beast Burger. He has kind of
Epic fail.
turned his back. It's not an epic fail. It's just,
It's an epic pivot.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you.
It's an epic pivot because Mr. Beast. Look, I think there is going to be a challenge one day where he basically recreates the JFK assassination and shows us how easily he can do it. And I'm excited for that because we do have a Kennedy running. And I want to go on record. I think if anything happens to him, Let's figure out if it was a Mr. Beast challenge first.
This is so BS.
What? Pete, you know that he could easily do it.
Dude, the only thing that we need to be debating about JFK and Mr. Beast is if JFK could have looked as cool as Mr. Beast did in a Hellcat. I feel like if JFK was driving down the freaking grassy Knoll Street, if he was driving down that thing in a Hellcat, probably wouldn't have gotten, those circumstances.
Do you think if JFK had a YouTube at that time, say YouTube was out, and he had as many subs as Beast does now, would that have maybe turned his odds a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, you have to be popular with everyone. That's the thing about being a successful YouTuber.
I have a question for you. You guys think we'll ever see a collab between Jimmy and Sleepy Joe?
Whoa.
What sort of collab you think we could see from that?
I really hope that Mr. Beast gets involved in politics.
Yeah. I mean, he could be a president one day.
Yeah,
I truly think he would be the greatest president we've ever had.
Vice president, The Rock.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Or Matthew McConaughey, maybe.
He's taking over the NBA already. Like, I mean, he is
He
getting
is.
out
Okay,
there.
this
on
Charlotte,
those
I
courts.
did
Did
see
you see
that.
that?
I did see that.
So
Good for
Mr.
him.
Beast partnered with the Hornets.
Yeah.
One of the worst teams in the league. Sorry.
I mean, they're still pretty cool if they rep Mr. Beast.
I guess. So is he an official sponsor? What's the deal?
He's got a jersey patch.
I think they sponsor him because of how fucking cool he is. Sorry.
So
I shouldn't
so
curse.
Mr. Beast kind of put the Charlotte Hornets on the map.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting, huh? You have Michael Jordan vacating his role as owner of the Hornets. We're talking about one GOAT leaving.
Yeah.
And another goat coming in.
Stepping in, putting the patch on, giving the public faith that, hey, maybe one day the Charlotte Hornets will get it together.
I don't know much about Michael Johnson. Was he was good? Was
Jordan.
he a good owner? Oh, Jordan. Was he a good owner?
No, he was actually really bad. He was like the worst owner. He was the best player of all time and the worst owner.
Yeah, Mr. Beast could beat him at that,
Do
probably.
you-
I don't know. I mean, look what happened to Beast Burger.
Interesting. Well, do you think that Mr. Beast could be making his debut into the NBA anytime soon as a player?
That would be interesting. I could totally see him being a solid eighth man sort of in the rotation. He's sort of got a 3-and-D wingspan. I'm sure he can hit a couple of trick shots. That would definitely help. I could see him being a solid end of the bench guy in sort of a team, someone like, let's say someone like DeAndre Jordan, who doesn't play as much, but is really bringing a lot of good locker room energy.
Is he like the Kyle or Chandler of like the Hornets? Or are we not even on the Hornets? How many teams are there in the NBA?
He's more of a Phoebe, right?
Phoebe.
Phoebe?
I don't think there's a
So,
Phoebe.
guys,
Isn't there a Phoebe
guys,
and Kyle and Chandler? What are you friends?
I don't know if there's a Phoebe,
no.
but guys, to get back to this, Jimmy, after he gets away on the boat, the hunter tries sneaking in. Jimmy buys another car, drives to the hospital. Tariq gets out, tries to play defense. Chris tackles him, and then the bounty hunter nabs him.
Dude, and you got to blame that on Tyreek, right? What was that defense?
Defense was bad, but I will say Chris tackling Beast, it just shows the bounty hunter couldn't do it by himself.
Interesting.
I think the bounty hunter kind of failed.
No, I think it more than anything illustrates how close, like the bond between Mr. Beast and Chris. Like they are ride and dies.
Well,
It
of
was
course,
kind
but
of a
I'm saying
nice moment.
skill level with the bounty hunter, though.
Okay.
If Chris didn't hug Mr. Beast, like kind of grab Mr. Beast and keep him stationary, because Mr. Beast even admitted, he's like, with Chris hugging me, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to let the bounty hunter grab me.
Yeah.
If that didn't happen, I think the bounty hunter would have failed big time.
You think? I mean, how much further can Mr. Beast have run?
I
mean,
think-
he
I'm
was
surprised that Beast #1 fan right here doesn't think Beast could have gotten away.
Wow.
Look, he was flying too close to the sun, honestly. Like time after time, he just let them get too close to his ass, and then he would speed away. But like, when you're letting people get that close to your ass time and time again,
Yeah.
they're gonna bite. They're gonna be able to
Sure.
get a clear.
they're
chomp.
gonna get in there.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're gonna get in.
Yeah.
Now,
If you're letting them in the zone of
The ass zone.
zone.
now, the bounty hunter said he's going to use the money for his kid's college education fund, which I think is really sweet.
Yeah,
That was sweet.
yeah, that was probably one of the best parts of the video,
That was probably the nicest like ending to a Mr. Beast
dude.
video
But
I've
you
seen
gotta
in a while.
admit, Jimmy was pissed he got caught. That's like he had those other plans. He was not supposed to get caught that early.
Well, because the 100K comes right out of Jimmy's pocket, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know. It's all about the liquidity of his assets.
Well, we know
Where else
some
would
of
that money be coming
Well,
from?
he's got a big part of his business is the translation. He translates videos and like there's like 30 plus employees just translating videos in other languages.
I've heard about this.
Where, I mean, it's a smart business thing, but he decided that he wanted to essentially have his videos be available in every language, dubbed in every language. These other YouTubers saw it, and they're fucking simps, and they're like, I want that too. But Jimmy already had the infrastructure.
It's
He's like, I'll sell this service, and he gets a ton of money from that.
It's like AI, but with humans, where he just like he's doing stuff that AI could do, but he's like using humans to like translate this stuff to different languages.
Kendra, is there anything else you could tell us about Mr. Beast? Any insider secrets?
Maybe. I feel like you gotta ask the right questions. What do you want to know?
Let me ask you this. Is Mr. Beast doing everything for these videos legally?
Of course he is.
Are like the thing is, do you think the law is ever going to catch up with Mr. Beast?
100%. Some would say the law already has caught up with Mr. Beast.
What's that even mean?
Let me ask you this. Has Mr. Beast ever gotten in trouble?
Oh, yeah. He's gotten in big trouble before.
Trouble? What has Mr. Beast gotten in trouble for?
My apologies.
Look at him deflecting.
Kendra, what has Mr. Beast gotten in trouble for?
If there's one man between you guys and Mr. Beast, it's me. I'm tired of this. The way you kind of just hijacked this entire episode.
Pete,
Yeah.
we have an insider giving us information about Mr. Beast you could only dream of knowing.
This isn't how I wanted it to go down.
Hey, sometimes the truth doesn't care about your feelings. Sometimes you need to know.
Let me ask you
What's
this.
happening?
Has Mr. Beast ever gotten kicked in the nuts for money?
100%. He's done worse things for money.
What's the craziest thing Mr. Beast has done for money?
Killed someone.
Okay, come on. This is
Now, hold on. That is a big.
This is all secondhand information. Third hand. You're getting it
Secondhand?
from someone else, probably.
Where did you hear that?
Some discount news site is just spreading these lies.
Did
to
you see it yourself?
I'm hearing it from inside sources.
Do you think?
Have you ever heard of a little something called the CIA, the FBI?
Are you affiliated with FBI or CIA?
No.
But
I'm just bringing that up. I'm just asking if you've ever heard of.
I've
such a
heard
thing.
of them, definitely.
That's sort of like an inside source, so you can imagine maybe I have my own inside sources.
Kendra, this is going to be the craziest question. But did Mr. Beast have anything to do tangentially, even remotely, to do with the JFK assassination? At least through his lineage of like family.
He did.
Holy shit, we have a back-breaking episode right here, guys. Mr. Beast's family had something to do with the JFK assassination.
Mr. Beast's family? Yeah, his great-granduncle probably could have done that. Who cares? Your great-granduncle probably could have killed JFK. I don't think that means anything.
Couldn't have been my family. My family wasn't in America yet.
Okay.
So why are you saying that?
Could Mr. Beast do a modern-day Titanic if he wanted to? Does he have
100%.
plans to?
He might. I could see him in a submersible.
I
I think he's more of a space guy. I think I could see him more going to space. Honestly, that's just my 2 cents.
Tesla, SpaceX.
But you said Mr. Beast got in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
What else has he gotten in trouble for?
Nudity.
Nudity?
Don't tell me you've seen Mr. Beast nude.
I've seen him. I've seen his.
Don't try spinning these lies.
I know what he's got down there. I know what he's packing.
Do you know how
some
much
nice
money?
D's nuts feastables.
Do you know how much
What?
money Mr. Beast has in his bank account?
220 million.
I had him pegged as, I don't know, like 16 million. I don't.
Yeah.
220.
And 220 is
probably
including
expensive.
assets. Not 220 liquid.
Does Mr. Beast like to have fun?
That's the
course he
craziest thing. is he actually hates having fun. He hates
No.
recording the videos.
No.
Yeah.
There's no way a
Is
guy
Mr.
who...
Beast being paid by the CIA to make these videos?
No comment.
There's no
But
way...
I think that's a very interesting line. I think you are asking the right questions, and I can't answer that.
Mm-hmm.
For
But you
for
have
safety
people. But
reasons.
you have people that are affiliated with the CIA. You just can't legally say.
No comment.
Oh my God, this guy! I want to know.
There's no way a guy like Mr. Beast hates having fun. I'm gonna refute that because a guy who goes in and day out to make freaking heart-pounding, amazing, very fun videos, there's no way he hates having fun. And if he does, if I'm somehow wrong, then he's a damn good actor. I'll say that because he looks like he's having a
Because
blast.
this is what I think. I think Mr. Beast is getting paid by the U.S. government to make these videos to boost American morale and patriotism, because we can say, what is the U.S.'s greatest asset? What is it? It's Mr. Beast. He is straight up an employee of the government. I think this is one big campaign to boost Gen Z's affiliation with feeling we're American, we have Mr. Beast, and then vote for him for president. Dude.
The one time I get you to admit that Mr. Beast is the greatest asset America has,
He is.
it's for a goddamn conspiracy theory.
It's not a conspiracy theory.
This is such... Oh, my God.
Prove it.
Giving me a freaking
Prove it,
migraine.
Pete. Prove that it's fake. You can't.
You
can't
prove
prove
that it's
it.
real. Prove that it's real. Prove
I
that my
don't-
asshole is
That's
real.
not my burden.
I want you
That's
to...
not my burden to prove that. We made a
Look.
compelling argument. You have no counterfactuals.
You have no counterfactuals.
I-
And Pete, you don't want to piss off the wrong people, because, look, the CIA, they tap people. They know what's going on. You don't want to piss off people because you never know what could happen. Right? This is serious, Pete.
This is really serious.
This is investigative journalism.
Can we just close out this episode? You're giving me a migraine. Having to think about these stupid layered lies of just horse crap.
It's not horse crap.
Pete, shut
It's
the
so
fuck
much
up.
worse
I'm
for-
sick of your attitude.
Pete, you have had an
Shut.
attitude.
Sorry,
dude.
excuse my language. Shut the f up.
You're in
You
my
have
beast
had an
den,
attitude.
and I'd like to wrap this up and
No,
escort you
you're
out
in my.
as quickly
You're
as
in
possible.
You're in my den.
No,
Uh-oh.
I'm not.
I'm the
We've
podcaster
established-
now.
we've
I'm the
estab-
podcaster
Two
now.
We've
Beat the
established
Battle
this
of the
as our
Beasts.
den, even if I'm shaking on whether he should have any ownership over this den. We've established that it's our den, and you are our guest. And I would like to close out this episode with a roar from each of us.
We have two beasts battling right now.
I'm trying to just, I mean, I don't want to use the word flee, but I'm just trying to
Just
get
fuck.
out.
Just
I'm trying to
effing roar, Pete.
Subscribe now, or we will delete your Fortnite account.